My goodness. Jeez, I'm Patty, I hear you now. I'm just like, I'm stumbling. First of all, thank you to all my friends, my great friends that are here tonight. I've often said if I put all my great friends in one room, they'd probably kill each other. So we'll see how that works out a little later today. But I'm so thankful that you're here, and you've been through some ups and downs with me along the way throughout my life, at different times in my life. But thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for being my friend. And, you know, you're here, and that means the world to me. And, of course, Brenda Lee, Connie Smith, of course, was Brenda Lee, Miss Dynamite, and I'm telling you, I wasn't the youngest. You know, she was the youngest, I think 9 years old or something. She has to beat the record. Where are you? Where is she? But but she is Miss Dynamite. She always will be. And I'm so honored to have her here tonight to induct me into the Hall of Fame. Come on up here if you want to. And of course, Connie Smith, I caught her in the bathroom one night at the Opry. And it was just me and her. And I could tell, looking up underneath the stall. And I said, now's your chance. So I said, Connie, I stole everything I could from you. And blood red and going down. You know, I had that little yodel. And I took everything I could because she was a big inspiration and influence to me growing up and singing. What was that one song I used to sing of hers? I never once stopped loving you. You know, that was one of the big ones that I did. But I've loved her all my life, and it's just like so surreal that she's here inducting me and helping me get into the hall, which has been a 52-year experience. And I've had a lot of ups and downs. Mine were mostly in the news, but somehow I got through it. But you know what? Anytime I felt bad about myself, was just, you know, it happens all the time. But I think of my fans and the ones that always stayed by my side and were always supportive. And I couldn't have done anything without them. And of course, my kids. I had 3 wonderful, beautiful chillins, and 3 of the best decisions I ever made. And I'm so happy that they're all 3 here tonight. Y'all stand up, can't you? Yeah, stand up. Presley, Bo Grayson, and Layla. All very talented, and the good news is they sound different than me. They got enough of me. So, but I'm so proud, and Layla, she's on her way. So, been doing some great things with my record label, Fantasy. I want to thank Margie and Stephanie and Ayapa and all the gang for taking a chance on me. I appreciate it. And of course, my agent, Wasserman, Lenore, and Jonathan Levine. Thank y'all so much for putting up with me. It's just been I've got this phone call in Las Vegas, and it was from this girl named Brandy Carlisle, and it was FaceTime. And I thought, I was getting one of those IVs because I had bronchitis and I was performed that night. And so my manager said, you better answer that. So I did, and talked to her, and within a minute, she asked me and convinced me to do a record with her, and that she'd produce with Shooter Jennings. Shooter, I love Shooter. I knew Shooter before Shooter was Shooter. And his mama, Jessie, I love you so much. What Well, I never would have thought I'd seen the day you'd be singing It's a Little Too Late. That was awesome. That's awesome. I'll never forget it. And Carly, it was really wonderful. It's really overwhelming for me. See, Patty, when you get a little shook up, you kind of be quiet. Me, I just, I can't stop talking because there's so many people to thank. There's some missing faces here today. Of course, my daddy, Bo Tucker, and my mother, Juanita. And, oh, is that a script? Oh, there's a script. I didn't know that. Okay, let me see if I can go on that. I did write it, but it's like I forgot it. The good Lord blessed me more times than I can count. Yes, that's for sure. He blessed me. He blessed me with a daddy like Bo Tucker, who was my biggest fan. He was my first fan. And he wouldn't take no for an answer, bringing me to Nashville the first time, like Kyle said, when I was 9 years old. And took me to the Grand Ole Opry, and we stayed out there in line. It was July 1967, and we finally got in there with the fan, and my dad looked down at me, and he said, "Now, don't you wish you were up there doing it instead of sitting down here watching it?" I said, "Yes, sir, I do." And from that moment on, I've never been a good audience member, and I haven't been very good today. But it just kind of stuck with me. But he blessed me with my mother, too, Juanita. And, when I asked her a few years after Delta Dawn, I asked her, how did you follow this man? It'd be crazy betting your whole future on a 9-year-old girl. And she said, honey, she said, Tanya, she said, your daddy believed in you, and I believed in him. I want to be loved like that. And my brother Don, he's not here. I think he's here somewhere. He's got to be. He took care of me in the early years and even drove my bus. He never gave up on me, ever. And I thank him for all that he's believed in me from the very beginning. And my sister LaCosta, the same thing. She had some great records. Get on my love train and ride by my side. And Narl Wilson produced some really good records on her in the 70s. But, she's been a good friend, and I thank her for everything. My kids, I love you guys. Jim Zumwalt, I love you. He said, I have to keep you out of trouble. I said, well, hell, if I didn't get in trouble, you wouldn't have a job. All right? Oh, but let's see, where are we at now? I thank you for not giving up on me. Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. Bob Seger, wow. That's awesome. No, go ahead. Also, I want to thank my band and crew and Jake Clayton. He's been with me for about 16. And I appreciate their hard work and dealing with me. Thank you to Billy Sherrill, because if it'd been anybody different, I wouldn't be standing here today. He was the one. He was the one that listened to me being a kid when I said Delta Dawn was my song. And he took a gamble on me, and I appreciate that, and I love him very much. I'll never, ever forget him. Jerry Crutchfield, we did 13 albums together, and I'm so proud of that relationship. He was my rock, and I miss him very much. I want to thank all the great songwriters, because, it all begins with a song. And without the great songwriters, I wouldn't be anywhere near this Hall of Fame today. I appreciate it. And all the musicians, the great musicians, I love you two over there. I don't know y'all that well, but I know these two. But y'all sound great. I really do. And that one over there. And this one here just played on the new album, sweet Western sound. And I love you, Brent. There's nobody better. But you're my unsung heroes, the songwriters, the musicians, and the engineers that showed up at the studio first and left last. I mean, they were the last ones to leave. I look back on these 52 years. It's hard to make sense of it all, you know. But it doesn't really make sense because, you know, if we lived in a world that made sense and was logical, it would be a man who rode side saddle. And that's sensible. I have to say a big thank you to Brandy Carlisle. Probably one of my favorite singers in the whole world, and Shooter Jennings, who brought me back from the dead. I really was kicking, but my career was pretty much in the hole. But thank you for just digging me up and carrying on and helping me to make another statement. I've come back so many times. I don't know. It's just I'm gonna come back again after I'm dead. Oh, here she comes again. So many people I need to thank, and you know, I'll live out my days trying to thank you. And I know there's so many people that I am not going to be able to thank because we ain't got enough time. But I will say, like my friend Roger Miller used to say, you see a turtle on a stump, you know he didn't get there by himself. I'm kind of like that turtle because I didn't get here by myself. There was a lot of people and a lot of wonderful friends and some that ain't friends that I have to owe that to as well. So, and I want to say that when I was 13, WBAP in Fort Worth, Texas, Connie and I were playing the appreciation show for Bill Mack. He had invited us. And there must have been 20,000 people there. But I met a boy that night, and his name was Craig. And we've kind of in and out, up and down, and throughout my life, and born in 58. And I want you to know he's seen the worst of me, and maybe not the best, but I'm working on it. And it just makes me happy to cook a meal and you enjoy it and love it. If you don't say, I love it, then I'm not doing my job. So I want you to know I love you very much, baby. And I guess I've never been married. I've been divorced quite a bit, but you haven't asked, so. I'll be waiting. But I love you very much, and I'm proud that you're in my life. And I see Patty, love you. I mean, gosh, what an angel that voice is. You know, the voice, the angel, one of those goes back and forth. But you're an angel all the way through and through, and I love you very much, and you're an inspiration. And Bob, what can I say? Have I ever cut one of your songs? Because I'm a fool if I haven't. But there's always time. Yeah? I expect to see you in my office on Monday morning. But I don't have an office, so we'll meet at your office. Thank you all so much. God in heaven, I love you.